Hello, welcome to Operating System Platform, Windows Server 2008 installation tutorial. My name is Troy Francis, and let's get straight to it. So, before we start, let's first see and examine what we need to do. Just take a look at our checklist. We have to install our Windows Server 2008. After that, we will create a workgroup network between the server and 3 other machines on a network. So to our VirtualBox manager, as you can see, we already have our 3 machines: Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista. Let's create our new virtual machine, and we'll call it Windows 2008 or Win 2008. Let's verify the version is correct, Windows 2008, and we click next. We then set a RAM, the amount of RAM that our machine will have. 512 megabytes is the minimum requirement for Windows 2008 to run. So we'll work with 512. Then we create a hard drive. We'll create a virtual hard drive, virtual disk image. We'll use this, and then we'll make that hard drive dynamically allocated, which means the space that we will set for the hard drive, 25 gigabytes, would not be a strict limit to the amount of data we can store on that hard drive. In other words, if for some reason we need to surpass 25 gigabytes, the hard drive being dynamically allocated will expand to accommodate more data. So next, confirm we have 2008 here, and select our hard drive size, 25 gigabytes, and create. So we just created a Windows 2008 machine, virtual machine. Now let's power it on. Now we have to install our actual Windows Server operating system. So let's open our file and get our operating system. Windows Server 2008 ISO, an ISO file. Open and start. The installation process should take about 10 to 50 minutes. Alright, so we'll simply select our language, English. English United Kingdom. And next, install. But the new window, we installing the Windows Server 2008 standard full installation at 32-bit architecture. Now the license agreement. Of course, you have to run for this, read it, accept the license terms, then next. Now we choose our type of installation. We'll use custom. And now we have to partition our drive. But we don't have to, we have the option to. Usually you do a partitioning, for instance, if you have a, let's say, a hard drive of 100 gigabytes. And of course there will be more than that. But you partition your hard drive half and half, basically split it half and half. One half will have the operating system as well as other data, while the next half will be used strictly for backup. So that's one of the reasons why I usually partition hard drives. I'm not going to partition this drive. We have 25 gigabytes. So I'm going to leave it at 25 gigabytes and continue on. And the installation process has begun. So like I said, it might take 10 to 15 minutes. We already spent about 7 minutes. So we're almost done with the installation here. I'm about to wind down our installation here. And here it is. Windows Server 2008. Let's set up our password. Alright, so for our administrator account on a server, our password needs to be a bit complex. So I'm gonna mix it up with some normal alphabetical characters, numbers, and some special characters as well. Good. Now we're done with installing Windows Server 2008. We move on to our second item on our checklist, which is creating a workgroup network. So how do we get about doing that? Simple. Alright, so first of all, we need to change our computer name. Make sure it has a user-friendly name. So let's change this one time. Alright. Open the system properties, quick change on the computer name, and remove from this complicated name here, and then we give it a name. We call it server. Simple. Make sure it's part of the work group. Make sure that's ticked off. We can even name our work group if you like, but we'll keep it as work group. Let's restart our computer one time. As a matter of fact, we're not going to restart it now. We'll restart it later. We still have a few more things to do before we set up our work group. Number one, let's change our IP address. We'll give it a static IP. So we go down to Internet Protocol version 4 or IP version 4. Properties. Let's give it a simple IP address. We'll give it a class CIP 192.168 decimal 1 and 1. So the mask 255.255.255.0. Let's not worry about the gateway yet. We'll look at that in the next video. So we have our IP address set up. So as of now, this computer is part of a work group. Let's restart our computer now. We're not going to restart, we're going to shut it down. Alright, now as that is shutting down, let's configure our uh, network interface cards on the other machines. Make sure that they have the correct interface cards. So we go to settings, right click on one of them, settings, or you could have gone to settings, just select it and go to settings down here on the VM manager. We go on to network, we change our adapter 1 to host only adapter, advanced, promiscuous mode, allow all. Okay, and we do the same for XP and Windows Vista. Network, host only adapter, advanced, promiscuous mode, allow all. Okay, and let's just confirm that Windows 8 has the same, correction, Windows 2008 has the same net card setup. No, it does not. Let's just set it up. Sorry. So by all of our operating system are loaded up: Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista. Let's start off with Windows 8. Log on in. Set up password. Great. That's why that startup is running. Let's log in on to Windows Vista. And next, that's already on. Now Windows 7. Windows 7 startup process finish, and let's go back to Windows 8. Now let's just make sure, yes, IP 192.168.1, great. And just add some more configurations into the network adapter. Properties. Our DNS will be loopback. Now we'll turn on network file sharing and discovery on. So let me just type this in real quick. Network file sharing center. Actually, it's network file sharing center. So network discovery on, apply, yes. File sharing on, apply, yes. password protection sharing, sorry, password protected sharing, we'll take that off. We won't need printer sharing now. Public folder sharing, we put that on as well. Turn on sharing so anyone in the network access can open the files. Apply. Great. Now if we go to start network, we should see server. There we go, server, and well, this is my PC that the VMware is running on. My network discovery is on. So we're on server right now. What we want to see is server. Good. So let's minimize this. Let's move on to the next operating system, Windows 7. Start. We go to type in here network sharing. There we go. Center. Also, don't forget we could change our adapter right there. We could configure our adapter right there. Properties, use IP address 192.168.1.1.255 default gate, .2 because the server is .1 and 192.168.1.1. That will be our default gateway, will be our server. So okay, close and close. Now we go to change advanced sharing settings. And come here, we turn on network discovery. That's on. Turn on sharing so anyone from the network can read and access files, correct? And no password protected sharing. Save changes. So when I go here to network, computer, let's click here by network, you should see server and the name of this computer, client free. There we go, server, client free, and of course my PC. Good. Now on to the next operating system. Windows XP. On Windows XP, the user interface is not as similar to Vista 7 and 8, Windows 2008. So the user interface for you to get the network sharing and file sharing options turned on is not the same. What we have to do here is go to control panel. First, let's just make sure our name is correct. I have changed the name before. Client 2. Good. And I got Workgroup network. Good. And like I said, go to control panel, go to firewall, security center. Windows firewall, so exceptions, and then we go to file and print and sharing. Click OK. Properties, Internet Protocol, properties, and network 192 168 decimal 1. Okay, and 3. Oh, and our gateway is the server 192 168 1 1. Okay, there we go. Server client 2 is this computer, and client 3 is Windows 7. So far so good. Final step, Windows Vista. So Vista user interface is similar to Windows 7 and Windows 2008. So turning on network discovery is basically like the same thing. We could go to network if you like here, instead of going and typing it down, and then we just click this this little drop down box here saying network is now on. Put that on, continue, yes, and there we go. Right away. Client 1 PC, client 2, client 3, and wait for server. Beautiful. So there you have it. Let's run an example and see what will happen. Let's go back to server. Windows 2008 server. Let's refresh this page. Client 3 PC. Let's run a test here. Let's make a new folder. Make a new document, sorry. And go to the home page, desktop. New text document. And let's just call it new text document. Open it. And let's type success. Save that and close it. Now we're gonna take this haircut and we're gonna put it into the server folder. Public. We could put the public documents, or we could put it into a whole new folder. Let's make a whole new folder. New folder. And let's put it right here. So right there it is, 1 kilobyte. Good. So what should happen is each virtual machine or each operating system should be able to pull up new text file I just made stored in the folder named new folder. So let's see if this will happen. Windows 7, start, go to computer, network, open up server, public, and here we go, new folder, new text document, success. Great. Good. So same thing goes for Windows XP 7, and we'll troubleshoot afterwards. There we go, new folder, open, new text document, success. Great. And let's go server, public, new folder, and success. Great. Start. Yes, correct client 1. Alright, so seem to have a problem here. Can't find client 1. But I think I know what it is. See, you go here back to client 1, which is Windows Vista, and let's check our IP address. View status, properties, make sure it's on the same network. Continue. Properties. There you go. Seems that I forgot to put in the IP address. 192.168.1.4 and 192.168.1.1. Okay, close. Let's make sure that it's still folders are still sharing. We can still see the rest of the computers. Yes, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and silver. Now let's go back to XP. XP should be able to see it here. Let's refresh the page. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and silver. Great. So there you have it. We completed our last item on the list, creating our workgroup network. Good. So that's it. We've installed a Windows Server 2008. We've created our workgroup network, right? Using the VirtualBox Manager as a switch. That's what it basically emulates. And we were able to discover each computer on that network and share a file named text documents. So that's it for the installation of Windows Server and this tutorial. Next video will be on creating a domain and joining the computers to the domain. So we're going to move from the workgroup network to a domain. So see you next time.